We have recently announced the official partnership between BigCommerce and Uniform. And in this video, I want to show you how easy it is to set up a complete storefront with BigCommerce, a headless CMS, some personalization, and all running on the Jamstack. Creating an enterprise-grade composable commerce platform was never this easy. With Uniform Canvas, you can connect any headless CMS to BigCommerce. You can compose experiences without touching the code, so you don't have to be asking developers to connect things up in the front end. Uniform does this for you in a simple interface for both content editors but also for developers. In this demo, we are using the excellent TailwindUI commerce components. Tailwind is loved amongst developers and their component library is really solid. Why reinvent the wheel when you can use ready-made components to have a super fast time to market? These Tailwind UI components that are living in the front end are connected to Uniform Canvas components that are in turn pointing to content that is coming from different headless sources. So you can have headless sources from BigCommerce or from Contentful as a CMS. You can compose with these in Uniform, personalize them and hit publish to get a final result. Alright, enough talk. Let's actually do a demo. This is Uniform Canvas, and in here we can manage our compositions. So let's add a new composition for a Fall 2021 campaign. We make it the composition type page and we call it Fall 2021. And in here, we are now considering this to be a page. It doesn't have to be a page necessarily. It can also just be a collection of something, a composition. But in this case, it's a page. So what we need to do is we have to give it a slug, so a part of the URL. And so let's call it Fall 2021. And so as you can see, there are a couple of slots here. You can add hero or header content, main content, and footer content. So let's start by adding a header. And in this case, I just want that to be the store navigation. And you can see now I can select my main nav from Contentful. I will do the same for the footer. So in the footer, we have a footer type. And in there, we select the default footer from Contentful. We could have just made a new footer navigation as well inside Contentful and then connect that one. So now we just have a header and a footer. So let's add something for main content. And I would say let's do a promo. Use the split image variant. And these variants actually come from the TailwindUI library. And from Contentful, let's add our kitchen promo. Okay, so now with everything done, let's hit preview and have a look what we just created. And so this preview is actually your front-end code of the website. And so you can see we have a hero here, a promo, we have a header, we have a footer, but this is a campaign, right? So generally what you want is a little banner on the top that says, hey, this fall we have free shipping. So let's add that because there's actually another slot here. And so in here we can add an announcement. And so now that I look here, actually, I don't see the announcement that I want. So let's now actually make a new one in Contentful. So fall, free, let's say this fall, free shipping. And let's publish this. And so now we've created this in Contentful and it's already been connected to this guy here. And so let's have a preview of what just happened. You can see this fall, free shipping. And so that's how easy we can actually work with connecting everything up. And so now it's time to add some products. Well, we have a product rail component. And so let's do kitchen appliances for the fall. And so you can see that you have a product selector here from BigCommerce. And so let's find some kitchen stuff. Well, this guy, let's look more, this fits, and this one. Okay, let's accept and save. And so let's preview what we've done. And you can see now that we have kitchen promo and kitchen appliances. And suddenly we are combining content to products from different headless sources, but your front end feels the same and is using these solid Tailwind UI components to build you a super fast, scalable website. So now that we've done the basics, I would suggest we have a look at personalization, because that's where this becomes super strong. Traditionally, product personalization is pretty complicated to do, but now it's basically just a click away. And so what I've set up already in our backend is that we have different audiences or different intents on the website for either kitchen stuff or garden stuff for the fall. And so what I want to do is grab this hero or this promo and actually personalize it for people that are either more interested in kitchens or gardens. And so we can say personalize this, right? And kitchen can add an intent tag for kitchen. And so I can also add another one that is a promo section that is also a split image. And let's add our garden. And so now that we have the garden selected, we have to also say, make this for a garden. And so inside the personalization, we can now say this is the promo personalization. And we wanted to select all the variations and only show one. So let's preview this. So right now we have no personalization, so it will just grab the first variation. So I'll be using our little developer tool here to say, what if I have more garden intent? Let's set the score, and there it is. There is your garden content. But when we scroll down, you still see that these are kitchen appliances, right? So if I'm interested in garden stuff, why not also personalize my products to show garden stuff? Well, we can do that exactly the same way. Let's hit personalize this. And so our product rail here that we currently have, this is actually kitchen stuff. But let's also add one for garden. And so this would be gardening this fall. And so let's add something else. So these are some plants. Let's see, what else do we have? Let's go for all this. And then we accept. And then let's add the garden tag. And we also have to say, okay, this is the product rail. So what I'm typing in here is actually going to Google Analytics. So later on in your analytics, you can see which personalizations happened. And so let's publish and let's have another look again. And so now we still have the garden intent score set, and you'll see that the products are now also gardening. If we wanted to, let's say, let's do only kitchen, so the user is interested in kitchen stuff, then we hit set scores and kitchening is happening. And so this is personalization in a nutshell, and you saw how easy that was. I didn't need developers to help me out at all. I want to show you one last thing, and this is something we call patterns, because what happens if you have, let's say, 10 campaigns running, all with a different composition, but you want to add the store navigation with an announcement bar everywhere? You might even want to add 2 announcements, right? So let's add maybe BigCommerce is awesome. Well, because it is. And so now what we have 2 announcements and 1 store navigation. And if you want to do that across multiple compositions, it's a bunch of clicks. And so what you can do now here is actually convert this to a pattern, and let's call this the navigation pattern. And so what we've done now is we have created a pattern that holds the navigation and those 2 announcement bars. So it's now only 1 click to add it. And so you can actually edit this pattern if you want in our pattern editor. You can personalize it, do anything you want in this pattern editor here. And so now if I wanted to add this pattern to my homepage, for example, that doesn't have a navigation at the moment, I could say, rather than add store navigation or header, let me just add this pattern here. And now, done. I don't have to click everything together, and this just scales a lot easier. So this is everything I wanted to show you today. The exciting thing is, everything you just saw is already available. If you are a BigCommerce customer, you can go to the marketplace and connect Uniform to BigCommerce and you're good to go. All right, cheers, see you soon.